Yo, what's up, people? What's up? This is Tireo, and I am back, y'all, with another video and also another eye-opening message, man. And in this message, I want to talk about false faith revealed. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. In this message, I'm going to be talking about false faith revealed. You know, a lot of you people, you have never heard of a message like this, you know, and messages like this don't get, discussed and talk about. But I just want to reveal to you people what false faith is, because a lot of people have never heard of false faith. A lot of people don't even have a clue of what I'm talking about. But false faith revealed is a message, that you need to hear, because a lot of you people have been walking around putting false things into faith, meaning that you're having faith for things that's not even real. It's false. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. A lot of you people, you are walking around and you are trying to have faith for things that's false. And that's false faith. You cannot walk around and have false faith. A lot of people do this. They put a lot of energy and time and faith into things that's just false, and they get upset, they get angry, and they be depressed, and they wondering why, God, how come this isn't working, Lord? I had the faith for this. I had the faith for this, and I had the faith for this. And no one never told them that you cannot put faith in things that's false, because it's not going to work, because it's false. It's not even real. So here it is. So how can you expect something to work that's not even real? How can you expect to put your faith in something that's false? It was never meant to be real. It was always designed and meant to be false. And y'all people do this every day. All throughout church and Christianity, they do it. You see pagan Christians putting faith in false things 24/7. And then they quote the Bible verse talking about they walking by faith and not by sight. Walk by faith, walk by faith, walk by faith. But walking by faith is not the problem. I'm going to repeat that. Walking by faith is not the problem. That's not the problem, walking by faith. It's what you are putting your faith into that's the problem. Walking by faith is cool, man. The Lord wants all of us to walk by faith and not by sight. He wants all of us to stand on his word. But the problem is not walking by faith. The problem is it's what you are putting your faith into. That's the problem. And for a lot of you people who are listening to this, I know this message have opened up your eyes. I know you're probably shocked, like, wow, I never looked at it like that. But yes, it's true. You got faith. But what are you putting that faith into? And see, here it is. This is when you will get a lot of answers for your life on why things don't move, on why friendships don't work, on why relationships don't work, why this happens, why that happens, kids acting crazy, and you're trying to figure it all out because you're walking by faith, but nothing is happening. But you got to understand something. One more time, I'm going to say it. It's not you walking by faith that's the problem. It's what you are putting your faith into that's the problem. Seriously, that's right. Examples, man. I'm just going to give you people a few examples. I hear people all the time. They be talking about how they praying for certain people in their family to change. And they don't even know that the people may be chosen to go to hell. They'll never change, meaning they're not coming in because God didn't pick them to come in. So here it is. You having faith for your mama to change. You having faith for your daddy to change. You having faith for your uncles and your cousins and your brothers and your sisters to change. But they never change. You want to know why? Because they are not chosen by God to change. They're not picked out to change, meaning God don't have an interest in using them. God don't even want them. He want you. He don't have an interest in them. So here it is. You have all this faith, right? And nothing is happening. But you got to understand, it's false faith that you're having, because you're having faith in something that can't prosper. It can't work because that situation was never meant to work. So now you are having false faith. That's right. Now you are having false faith. You see, you are having faith in something that can't work. And you're trying to figure it out, man. What's going on, man? You know, man, I'm praying for my mama. I'm praying for my daddy, man. I'm praying for my girlfriend, man. I'm praying for my boyfriend. I'm praying for my wife. And nothing happens because it's false faith. That stuff is not meant to be fixed. It's not meant to be changed around. God cannot fix that because God never picked them. Okay? Remember, when people change and they come into the kingdom of God, you have to be chosen to change. You see what I'm saying? God have to already predestined for you to change. You see? So by you trying to have all of this faith in people who are not chosen by God, it's a waste of time. That's right. And see, y'all, a lot of Christians, they waste nothing but time. Yeah, we're just going to pray for such and such. We're just going to pray. We're just going to pray. And certain people change and certain people don't. Now, what happens for the ones who don't change? What happens with that? You know what that means? That means they was never chosen by God and they was never picked out by God to change. They was not predestined to change. They was not ordained to change. They was picked out to be psychopaths and to go to hell. Okay? And see, preachers don't want to tell you this because this will just open up your eyes. A lot of you people, you have faith and you have strong faith, but it's what you're putting your faith into that's killing you, man. Seriously. A lot of you people be putting your faith in deadbeat jobs that will never succeed. Instead of you just stepping out, it's here it is, and I'm gonna say it. A lot of people, they put their faith in deadbeat jobs and they put their faith in deadbeat managers for positions, and they still don't get the position. Why? Because you was not meant to get the position at that place. You got to move on. You got to go higher in your life. You see, a lot of people, they put their faith in college, and it was never meant for them to graduate from college, and they still put their faith in it. And then they be miserable and depressed because they flunking their classes in college. But maybe God didn't pick you to graduate from college. Maybe he didn't. You want to know why? Because you don't have to go to college to be a millionaire. Half of the people who are entrepreneurs and who are millionaires, the majority of them didn't even graduate from college. That's just the truth. Having a degree don't mean you're smart. I'm telling the truth. Having a degree doesn't mean you're smart. It's a lot of people who got degrees and they still stupid. I know a bunch of them. I'm keeping it all the way real with you, man. Having a degree don't mean you're smart. The majority of the people who are millionaires and billionaires and successful entrepreneurs are people who didn't even graduate from college. You know that. See what I'm saying? A lot of people who are also millionaires and entrepreneurs, they dropped out of college. That's right, and came up with their own great business ideas. You see what I'm saying? You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why? Here it is. Because they found out that they was putting their faith in something that was false. That's right. That's a secret. They found out that they was putting their faith in something that was false. They already knew college wasn't for them. They already knew they didn't belong there. So what happened? They woke up. They woke up. They woke up, man. And see, a lot of you people, you got to wake up. Stop putting your faith in things that's false. Stop putting your faith in people that will never change. Stop it, man. Stop that stuff. Stop putting your faith in mama. Mama ain't gonna never change. Mama was picked out by Satan to be a witch, and you just need to accept it and move on with your life. Stop putting your faith in your brothers and sisters. They'll never change. They was picked out by Satan to hate on you and torment you. Stop putting your faith in your wife. Come on, man. She ain't changing, bro. Come on. She may pretend, but she'll never get a deep relationship with God. Stop putting your faith in something that's false. Okay? You just need to accept the fact that you married the wrong woman. See, people don't want to accept the truth. You just need to accept the fact that you married the wrong woman. Stop putting your faith in a man who will never come into the kingdom of heaven. Just admit you married the wrong man. Just admit it. Just admit it. Stop secretly calling your baby daddy on the phone trying to get him to change. Cut it out. Just admit that you had children by the wrong man. Just admit it. Just admit that you had children by the wrong man. Just admit that you had children by the wrong woman. See, people don't want to admit this, but let me tell you something. When you start admitting the truth to God, that's when God will start moving in your life. That's right. See, a lot of people don't want to admit that they messed up. A lot of people don't want to admit that they have been putting their faith in things that's false. False faith revealed, man. This is the truth. This is the truth. And guess what? Moses was putting his faith in things that was false. Remember? Let me open up your eyes to Moses. Here we go. Here we go. Let me open up your eyes to Moses. Remember, Moses was born. He grew up in the palace. He grew up, around the rich folk, in Egypt. He did. Remember, he grew up around the rich folk. His sister throws him on a basket. He ends up in the hands of rich folk. He ends up in the hands of the palace. Okay. He grows up not knowing who he is, right? Okay. Now, when Moses grows up, he's on the rise of becoming the one. He's on a rise of becoming the king. Okay. Now, as Moses was growing up, Moses was literally putting his faith in them people that he was living with in the palace. He was putting his faith in them people. But that was not who Moses was. And that stuff was not going to work. You want to know why? Because Moses was never predestined and preordained to roll with them people from the beginning of time. You see? And that didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work, man. So Moses even knew about this stuff because Moses used to put his faith in them people in that palace before he found out who he was in God. Moses was putting his faith in that palace in Egypt, man. False faith. That's what Moses was doing. And guess what? When God woke Moses up, remember when God spoke to Moses by the burning bush and when he woke Moses up, you want to know what happened after that? Moses got it. He wasn't putting his faith in that stuff no more. Moses started putting his faith in God. He started putting his faith in real things. Do you see what I'm saying now? You see? That's right, man. This is why if you people would read the book of Hebrews give you a list. By faith, Moses did this. By faith, Joshua did this. You see? Because those people had to come to a understanding of what they was putting their faith into. Watch this. You never saw Jesus Christ putting his faith into false things. You never saw that. Remember, Jesus called Judas a devil. He said, one of you is going to betray me, and one of you is the devil. Jesus Christ was talking about Judas. So Jesus Christ didn't even put his faith in Judas. Ain't that powerful? Jesus Christ didn't put his faith in Judas. He put his faith in Peter. Remember, Christ even told Peter, he said, Peter, I pray for you, man. I pray for you. I pray for you. That's right. I pray for you. He said, Peter, look, I already know you're going to deny me, bro. You're going to deny me 3 times. Remember, Jesus already knew Peter was going to deny him 3 times. But watch this. Jesus still had faith in Peter. You want to know why? Because Jesus knew it was going to work with Peter. Now watch this. If you notice, he told Peter, he said, Peter, you're going to deny me 3 times, but I prayed for you, bro. But watch this. He never told that to Judas. Do you see what I'm saying? Jesus never told that to Judas. He said, one of you is the devil. And he said, one of you going to betray me. He was talking about Judas. Jesus never put his faith in things that was false. My goodness. Jesus never put his faith in things that was false. That's right. That's right, man. Even the Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul, man. I can understand why the Apostle Paul didn't get married. Because he didn't have time of putting his faith in things that wasn't going to work for him. In things that was false. That's why the Apostle Paul was single. The Apostle Paul was single. Daniel was single. A lot of them people in the Bible were single. Because they didn't have time on putting faith in things that was false. But watch this. Here it is. When you look at Samson had false faith. He did. Because when you look at Samson and Delilah, Samson put false faith into that woman. Just like what these men be doing today. Putting false faith in certain women, man. And it'll never work. Samson was putting false faith in Delilah. Yes, he was. Samson was putting false faith in that woman. He trusted that woman and he had faith for that stuff. You got to understand. When Samson was having sex with her and trusting in her and telling her his business, he was basically walking by faith with Delilah. But it was false faith because that was not going to work. And this is what you people do today. Putting your faith in all these false relationships. False things, man. Putting your faith in false kids. It ain't going to work. Putting your faith in false women and men. It ain't going to work. This is what Samson was doing. Samson had false faith in Delilah and it didn't work. And he died before his time and he cursed himself. David even put false faith in Bathsheba. David had faith for that cursed crap that he did, which didn't make sense. The woman wasn't even your wife, David. Why are you banging her? Then it got so bad he killed her husband. What are you doing, David? Putting false faith in. Let me tell you something. When you put false faith in stuff and it don't work, it will literally drive you crazy, man. Because this stuff drove David crazy. Because David was putting false faith in things that wasn't working and it was driving him crazy. Solomon did the same crap. Solomon was having sex with all them pagan women, man. He was putting false faith in the women, thinking God gonna favor him more or something. Are you nuts? You cannot be putting false faith in things that's not ordained and meant to work. You can't do it, man. Preachers don't even talk about stuff like this, man. And it's so sad because they have all them people in church putting their faith in things that's false. Everybody's in church hooping and shouting over stuff that they'll never get. Ain't that crazy? That's sad. People are in church right now hooping and shouting over things that they'll never get. False faith revealed, man. You cannot be putting your faith in things that's false. Because you're going to end up hurting. You're going to end up depressed. You're going to end up miserable. You're going to end up cursed with a curse, man. Walking by faith is not the problem. It's what people are putting their faith into that's causing all of the problems. Seriously. This is just realistic facts. And it's just the truth. Walking by, I'm going to say it again because this is powerful and you need to take this down for notes and jot this down, man. And let this stuff sink into your spirit. Let this sink into your spirit. I'm going to say it one more time so this can sink into your spirit. Walking by faith is not the problem. It's what you people are putting your faith into that's causing all of the mess in your life. That's the realistic truth. Putting your faith into deadbeat jobs. Putting your faith into evil family members who hate your guts. Putting your faith into evil mama, evil daddy, evil brothers, evil sisters, evil boyfriend, evil girlfriend, evil husband, evil wife. That's the problem. That's the number one problem with people's walks with God. They have faith, y'all. But the faith is going into everything that's false because no one have taught them how to put their faith into something that's real. How can you put your faith in false love? And people do this. People will literally put their faith in false love. How can you put your faith in false love? The love is not even real. And yeah, you're expecting it to work. Are you on drugs? Are you crazy? You can't do that because the love ain't even real. It's false love. Celebrities do it all the time. Celebrities be literally putting their faith in things that's false. Like them celebrity marriages. This is why they always end up in divorce. Because they dreaming. They dreaming. Putting their faith in things that's false in Hollywood. Okay, I'm going to marry him and we're going to get married. Knowing the both of y'all filthy rich. Knowing the both of y'all mentally going in the head. Knowing the guy going to cheat. Knowing the woman going to cheat. Don't make sense. False faith, man. Revealed. So with all that being said, I just had to open up you people's eyes to this powerful and eye-opening message, man. Seriously. It's just so crazy, man. So with all that being said, y'all, I'm out. Peace.